PhD of Virology. I'm working in the Department of Virology, Animal Health Research Institute, and now in Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory in KSA, specialized in molecular virology, bioinformatics, and various trainer in biosafety and biosecurity. Today, our talk about tips for writing an effective, applicable pathogen safety data sheet could help minimizing the laboratory human risk factor. In the beginning, in the introduction, I want to say what is PST, Pathogen Safety Data Sheet. It is an essential, detailed technical document that characterizes the different hazards related to certain pathogen or infectious agent handled in our labs. PSDS must deliver guidance and recommendation for proper containment strategies of pathogen in our facilities, developing an effective occupational safety protection plan for workers, requires sustainable access to accurate, continuously updated data on the subjected agent. Well-prepared BSDS can do that. The BSD should be included as one of biosafety committee goals to establish, validate, and verify as one of major pathogen biorisk resources to be available for the laboratory staff. Due to this impact in minimizing the risk of exposure to intended pathogen, the major points of PSDS or titles or tips must be outlined. PSDS establishment could be a challenge, especially for emerging pathogens, like here in our situation in SARS-CoV-2. Due to the limitation of information on the occupational exposure, incidence, infectious dose, transmission routes, and capability of pathogen, communicability, pathogen toxicity, and effective method for inactivation. Pathogen safety data sheet must be evidence-based hazard risk assessment from credible resources, must be continuously updated, that could convey information and recommendation, follow the national and international standards and law at the point of strength. Our objective from this poster is to provide a comprehensive and specific guidance tips on the writing and information PSDS, focusing on maintain a well-updated pathogen information for biorisk management issues, minimizing the human risk factor in laboratories by raising the staff awareness. The material and the method, we need to firstly engage the biosafety community members with the top management is a key point to produce an effective, applicable pathogen safety data sheet, risk assessment, accurate and updated resources and data on the pathogen from literature, from experiments, from national or international guidelines, and the national and international standards, guidelines, and laws must be compatible with your pathogen safety data sheet. All these points can result in a comprehensive, updated pathogen safety data sheet, convey the need and the knowledge for all laboratory staff. So we summarize these titles or pillars as the major tips in a brief as the infograph here. The major titles for informative effective BSDS, the section number 1 in the document is about the pathogen. We need to address here all about the pathogen. And my major advice here is to know your enemy first before you dealing with. In the title 1 pathogen, we need to address the name, taxonomy, and the classification, the type of this infectious agent, either virus, bacteria, fungi, and prions. We need to know the descriptive characters like the shape, size, genome, and pathogen properties that could pose a risk. And the second tip or the second title is about the hazard identification. We need to focus on the pathogenicity, infectivity, infectious dosage, the pathogen epidemiology, like infectious source, host range, incubation time, geographical location, the agent communicability, I mean inter-host transmission of this agent. And also we need to know the agent dispersal like zoonosis, like reservoir, and the pathogen or infectious agent vector. And the title number 3, we will address the survival and the stability of the pathogen. I mean the pathogen environmental survival, inactivation methods with different ways, death infection, and drug susceptibility and resistance. And the title number 4, we must address the laboratory risk correlated with these pathogens. I mean the pathogens possible hazard, like the source specimen, LAI, laboratory acquired infection evidence, and the primary hazard and the other special one. In the title number 5, pathogen handling, I mean here how to handle this pathogen inside the laboratory or your facility. Pathogen handling including how to deal with the spill cleanup, and a proper storage and effective safe disposal. I mean here waste management of this pathogen. The tip number 6 is the protection and control. I think this one of the most important titles to address in your PSTS. A key section of the document that outlined risk assessment criteria, virus containment needs and strategies, and PPE, the personal protective equipment, and all available personal protection to protect this, to protect the personnel inside our laboratories. The point number 7, the medical monitoring or medical surveillance and staff immunization prophylaxis measures, and available treatment if it is available for your intended pathogen inside your lab. The last section or the last tip is PSTS history and update. I mean here we must outline the history of this document through the issue date and the reviewing date and the release date, also updating cycles. We must also address the author committee and approval with the national or global regulation. And we must have here bibliography or references included in the last section. By including these major titles or tips in BSDS, we can see you are writing an effective applicable pathogen safety data sheet, can help in minimizing the laboratory human risk factor, especially for the new employee in your organization, by raising awareness and deliver a complete pathogen knowledge. They will deal with it inside our facility during the regular work. In a conclusion, BSDS or pathogen safety data sheet could share in reducing human risk factor by establishing staff complete knowledge, effective implementation of BSDS content, mandatory training program before work, especially the new employee on BSDS could enhance the preparedness for these pathogen incidents and accident as a part of infection control plan when you prepare inside your facility. The point is to minimize the laboratory acquired infection, outline that an intentional pathogen release could happen, and other human risk factors. All this point could help in mitigation of risks and produce a personal, environmental, and specimen protection And here you can find the bibliography we depended on writing our PSTS poster. Thank you.